Okay, so I don't know how the sound qualities on this is gonna be. I haven't tried doing like a long form video outside before, and I'm trying to film on the iPad. I did plug in the external mic because it's got a windscreen on it, so hopefully that'll help some with the wind sounds. But anyway, basically, I saw a video this morning that just had me shaking my fucking head. Because, like, I could have seen this coming a mile away, right? Like, it was this girl, probably 20-ish something at best, who was going on about how she dreamed of the cottagecore lifestyle and just wanted to live the slow life, and how she literally picked up and moved away to like Norway or something and bought this little like cottage, and she has cats and she has chickens, and she's very much not bothered by anybody. She just sits and drinks her tea and reads her books and minds her business, keeps to herself, and totally thought, because of Pinterest and the internet being what it is, that this would make her happy. But she still feels empty and it all feels performative. Like, I could have told you about 5 years ago, when everyone on Twitter and social media in general were going on about cottagecore, that, oh, you guys think you want this. You don't really, though. You don't really. Like, you think you do because you don't actually live it. If you actually lived it, it would probably make you fucking insane, because it's not what you were raised with. If you were raised with that lifestyle, it's a different thing. Or if you're over a certain age, you've lived your life, and now you kind of just want to, like, slow down. Maybe? It's still a big maybe, because I think some of them would probably have regrets, too. But, is a 20-something who didn't grow up with that and suddenly throws yourself into it, and then you wonder why it feels performative. Yeah, no shit, it feels performative because you're trying to make your life aesthetic. And the aesthetic, the look of everything, the vibes, that is what matters to you more so than anything else, really. So of course it feels performative, because it's not really you. It's not really what you want. You like the fantasy. You like the illusion. You like the idea of it. You don't actually want it. Especially because part of the whole aesthetic for cottagecore is like the cute dresses and everything while you go out to like collect the eggs from the chickens and you go frolicking in the field. I'm sorry, as somebody who actually grew up living that life, I'm doing this performatively right now to make a point. As somebody who actually grew up living it, I can assure you nobody dresses like that to actually go do the daily tasks involved. We've got goats over there, if you can see them somewhere, but like, do I go in there in a dress and heels and everything, looking cutesy and aesthetic to go feed the goats? No. Do I do that to go feed the horses? No. Do I do that to deal with the chickens? No. Know what I wear? Blue jeans, boots, usually a t-shirt, maybe a jacket if it's chilly out. It's not aesthetic. It's not cute. It's not romanticized. But it is what it is. It's like you do what you gotta fucking do, right? So, anyway, so I knew damn well, like, watching these countrycore girlies, like, trying to make this be a thing. I'm like thinking back to Mean Girls with like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never going to happen. This is their fetch. Like, can we not? Because no. If anything, you're probably gonna get Lyme disease that way, because now you have too much exposed skin and you're probably gonna be around ticks, get bitten, you know. That's the first thing that comes to my mind every time I see this shit. Not to mention you're clomping through mud. Cool, was a cute dress. You've probably just destroyed it now, but you don't show that part on social media, do ya? No, because you like the fantasy and you want to perpetuate this fantasy to people. And she's going on about how, yeah, and then I'm like pouring my tea, but it doesn't taste as good as it once did now that I'm trying to get the perfect shots and angles. I'm like, you're tattling on yourself. You're admitting you're doing it, that it's all performative. And why can I speak with such authority on top of having actually grown up with that lifestyle? Because I did it the other way around, my dudes. I grew up in a literal fucking log cabin. The one we live in now, that's not what I grew up in. That's not the one I grew up in. That's what we live in now, that we upgraded to. But I grew up in a fucking log cabin that was converted from an old barn. There was nothing aesthetic or cute about it. It was shit and I hated it at the time. I think like nostalgia has a way of romanticizing things over time, because there's times when I have this moment of thinking maybe I miss it, but then I have to remind myself of all the things that sucked about that house. Like no central heating or cooling, just a wood burning stove with 4 asthmatic children in this house, you know, like shit like that. Like all of the leaks in that log cabin roof because it's a fucking log cabin. Like shit like that. The mold that would grow on the walls around the windows because it's a log cabin that keeps leaking. Shit like that. But you don't talk about that. No, of course not, because it's not aesthetic. If you saw what it actually looked like, you'd be horrified. You'd be like, this looks like the kind of place you'd go out in the woods that you'd probably get murdered. Like, I just, it's not the vision that they're trying to sell you. It's really not. And the reality of all the animal care and everything. Sure, they show you the cutesy parts, like the feeding parts of it. They show you cleaning up their shit. No, of course not, because it's not aesthetic. That's not part of it. I grew up having the biggest freaking identity crisis, because this is the life I actually lived. Still do, actually, but like, at least not in a log cabin now. But like, I thought something was wrong with me for the fact that it's the 21st century, well, 22nd now, but 21st century, or no, 20th century, whatever. I was born in the 1900s, shut the fuck up. Anyways, I'm old, but I thought something was wrong with me for the fact that we're living this old-timey lifestyle, even though everyone like lives in cities now, and they go out and they do shit, and they go places, and they live like these fast-paced lives and all, and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, did it really truly appeal to me? No, but I thought it did, because it's what I saw in media. Like on TV, everything took place in cities where they'd live these fast-paced lives. So I thought that was what normal life was supposed to look like, and that life would be so much better if I lived that. And here's the thing. Getting even small tastes of it made me realize I'm not built for that. Especially like the fast-paced lifestyle thing. I am not that, and I will never be that. I can't be that. That's not how I'm wired. And that's okay. But it's one of those things like you're trying to fit a round peg into a square hole. Or the other way around, I guess. And I guess supposedly circle could fit in a square, but I get it backwards. Regardless, like, you can't be something you're not. Like, sure, there's that old adage of fake it till you make it, but here's the thing. Sure, you can do that. But even if you make it, you're probably going to be miserable because it's not really you, and it's not what you actually really want most of the time. You just think you do. Is that not knowing something that is? Okay, anyway, you just think you do because of what you're seeing on social media now, or in actual media, I suppose, maybe, but if it's not what you've been raised with, I can almost guarantee you don't really want it. It might be fun for like a few months, maybe a year or two, but you're going to get to the point where you hate your life because this is not what you actually were raised with. It's not what you actually, how your brain is wired. Your brain is wired to expect the dopamine rush from living the lifestyle you were raised with. Now again, there's some wiggle room for if you're older, like 50s, 60s and up, you've lived your life and you want to slow down intentionally, you might, maybe be able to pull it off and not hate yourself for it, but a 20-something trying to do this, who has literally lived nothing but a fast-paced lifestyle, and all their friends, I guarantee, lived fast-paced lifestyles, they're gonna hit burnout real goddamn quick, and they're gonna realize, oh wait, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. I fucked up. It works both directions. It does. But I mean, this could go for lots of things. It doesn't have to be for cottagecore. It doesn't have to be for what you think city life is if you were raised out in the rural areas. It could apply to any lifestyle, really. It could apply to most things or aesthetics. It's like, if you're not actually that, you're only going to be able to fake it for so long until you start getting really hardcore imposter syndrome over it and feel miserable over it. I can't stress this enough. Like, don't try to be something you're not. Just, it doesn't end well, and it's not worth it. I mean, even for stuff that's like seemingly as minimal as YouTube, I have tried to mold myself into what I thought people wanted to see. Do we remember when I started my channel, all I did literally was just sing videos while standing on my bed? Because it's like, all I really give a shit about is music and reality. But nobody came for that. Nobody wants to watch that. So I paid attention to what do they watch. I mean, and the things I was paying attention to was like, okay, some makeup content. As the girl who didn't really wear makeup or touch makeup or anything. But I'm seeing all these hella super hyper girly aesthetics, this, that, and the other. And I'm a tomboy over here. I create the illusion, and it's better for public consumption, but is it better from me? That's where I find I can do it for a while, but it's not sustainable long term. Because I end up hating myself for it when it's all I do all the time. There's a balance that can be struck, or you can have it all. You can do both. And I'm working to find that balance. But it's like, every time I like dress up like this, I don't even have makeup on right now, by the way. Not a stitch on this face. And I feel so much more comfortable for that. But the rest of this, I'm like, I feel like I'm cosplaying as my sister. I don't feel like me. Like, sure, it may look cute, but I don't feel like me. I feel like me when I'm in like a band t-shirt and jeans. And I'm comfy with that. But every once in a while I do the performative thing because I think it's what people want. And it's what people respond to, sadly. So I understand the struggle. I do. And that's why I'm not saying it's a bad thing across the board for all intents and purposes. Because I think to some degree, no matter what kind of lifestyle you live, there is just, it's part of life that parts of it are going to be performative because that's what you have to do to fit in society. But that said, there's a balance. Okay, do the performative thing, whatever, but also temper it out with your actual, legitimate, authentic self, because otherwise you're gonna just be miserable. So, you know, it's like, I can do this once in a while. I couldn't do this every day. I would hate it if I did it every day. But it's like, even just something as seemingly minimal as dressing like this, I know damn well this limits what I can do in a day. I can't do a whole hell of a lot dressed like this. I was like, I can't do like normal chores or anything in this. Like, how much of it's the illusion. You're selling the dream, you're selling the vision because you want people to have, because I guess at the end of the day people think they're selling something. I have nothing to sell, but like, so why do we do it? I don't know. It's just because we think it's what everyone does, so we perpetuate it. And I don't know what the real answer to that is, because I don't think everyone's going to collectively just stop doing it. So there's always going to be that balance of, okay, what do other people want from me? I'll try to give them that. But I also need to be true to myself as well. And not be fake all the time. It sounds really bad when you put it that way, but you think about all these girlies who, like, they adopt these entire fucking lifestyles. Or, like, the trad wife shit. Where you know damn well that's not how they're actually wired. They're doing it because they were sold an image. They think they'll be happier if they can just, like, maintain this lifestyle. They might think they are for a little while. They're not. They're not. And there have been plenty of people who've come out the other side of it and said what a huge mistake it was. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but it cracked me up seeing somebody say it about the slow life, and I'm over here like, I have had so many people comment to me over the years through things where I was not working to perpetuate an image. It's literally just how I fucking live. And they're like, oh my god, you have like such lazy chill vibes, and I love it. I wish I could live that cozy lifestyle. And I'm like, I'm literally just living my life doing what comes naturally to me. This isn't like an aesthetic. This is just me fucking going about my day, and I took a picture of a tiny bit of it. Okay. But then, like, I think about when I try to do anything that, like, keeps up with modernity, like, I don't last a week. I hate myself within a week. I am not made for, like, a fast-paced lifestyle. I can't do it. It's not how I'm wired. And that's why I'm like, it goes the other way, too. Like, people that are wired for that, they can't really live this. They get bored, and then they're miserable. Same thing. I get burned out if I try to live the other way, and then I'm miserable, and I'm overstimulated, and I end up with, like, just, well, not like choice paralysis, but like whatever the next thing is, we're just so overstimulated to where I can't function at all. It doesn't even take a week for it to happen. It's why I have a hard time maintaining anything with any level of consistency. Like, even something as simple as just, like, having dedicated days and times to upload or to live stream. Or to even agree to do it for someone else. It's like, it sounds good in the moment when I'm agreeing to it, but when it comes down to actually doing it, half the time my brain's like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm overstimmed. I need to just back off and be myself and just do my own thing. Is it probably boring as shit to the outside world? Yeah. But when that's the way you were raised, it's fine. It's just like, okay, this is just what my life looks like. I've had people that I've made friends with online that don't live that lifestyle, and they ask about my day. I'm like, dude, there's really nothing to talk about my day. I mean, I can tell you about it. And then I do, and they're like, okay, and? I'm like, I told you it was boring. That was literally what I did today. Like, like, it's an event. If I do go somewhere, it's seemingly minimal. Is like, if I go out to lunch, do you know how much of a rarity it is that I went out somewhere to do a thing? I don't do that all the time, so for me, that is an event. But to other people who do this shit all the time, they're like, okay, yeah, and then what happened? I'm like, no, that was the big event that happened, like, and then I came home, and I went back to, like, doing my normal daily shit. Like, that was the event. Oh, boy, you live a very boring life. It's like, yes, it is very uneventful. I definitely tried to tell you that. And I feel like there's a lot of people that just, they don't comprehend that because it's not the life they lead. And that's okay. That's okay. They don't have to. That's fine. But, like, all these people are like, oh my god, you're so fucking boring. I'm like, well, I don't know what you expect from me, but all I can be is me. I don't know how to be anything else, and I'm tired of trying to be something else that I'm not. And I think I'm too fucking old to be trying to force myself to fit into a mold that's not actually me. So why do I make this video? Mostly because I spent so many years trying to be things that I wasn't actually. And that's why it's like, sure, I could tell you stories about what it was like on, like, short strips of time, like back when I dated the keyboardist from the Monkees and got to tag along for shit on the West Coast. It's like, yeah, I could do it for maybe a few weeks, and then I would have to tap out and come home. I can't do that I can't. It's way too much for me. That's, like, it's one of those things where I think the guy thought he liked the idea of having somebody who is just so chill and just so not a million miles an hour versus what they're used to living. They liked the idea of it until they were actually involved with me, and then they realized, oh, you're actually, like, really boring, so I'm gonna have, like, 5 side chicks. But okay, you do that. Don't give me a disease, though. But, like, shit like that, you know? So it's like, okay, whatever. But I can't be something I'm not. And that's why it's like, even just like spending a night trying to sleep somewhere like San Francisco, realizing I could never live somewhere like this. I could never live in a city. I would never sleep again. There's too much fucking noise at all hours. I've even like gotten to where it's like, I don't think I could even live at like normal, just street level. Like, we're so far removed from the street that like we don't get traffic noises where I live, and that's how I've been raised all 40 years of my life. I realize I am very privileged and I'm very spoiled for that. But when that's your norm, you legitimately can't hang with anything else. And like, people don't get that. Like, they think they do and they're like, nah, you'd adjust. It's like, no, not so much. Like, even times when we like house sat for people for like a few months, and I mean, it's not even like a city or anything, it's just suburbs, but just being in a house that's on the street, every time a car would go by, I'd wake up and not be able to sleep again. It's like, I don't know how people do this. I genuinely don't know how people do this. Yes, I tried putting on a radio. Yes, I tried earplugs. I did the whole fucking 9 yards, okay? It wasn't a one-time thing either. It didn't happen at all different ages. Like, that's just how I am. So, and yet the irony, the fucking irony, I could like go to Arizona, stay with my sister who has 7 kids who are hella noisy, sleep like a log there. Cause I'm used to like the sounds of just like being around family and stuff. Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me in the slightest. But it's the unnatural stuff like cars where I'm like, I can't. I fucking can't. But like, thankfully she lived on a very quiet cul-de-sac where there really wasn't traffic at night ever. So, I mean, this wasn't a problem for me there, but I digress. I don't know about where she lives now. I haven't been to that one, but anyway, that's beside the point. I'm just making an example of like one thing. It goes far beyond just that one thing, where it's like, okay, I am used to being in my climate where I know what the weather is like. I can handle what the weather is like here. You take me somewhere where it gets like cold, I can't function in that. You take me somewhere where it gets hot, I can't function in that at all. Like, part of that's health issues, but part of that's also just, you know what you know. You take me out of my climate where I pretty much have about maybe 6 or 7 meals that I rotate between. I really don't venture outside of them too often. The minute you take me out of that, can guarantee my stomach will act up every time and make me hate my life decisions. Like, I just... And some would argue, yeah, it's because you don't do it. If you did it more, then, you get used to it. It's like, yeah, no, I tried that. I tried that for a few years solid, and it never calmed down. It's like, sorry. So yeah, I am boring. I do live a very slow life, and I'm okay with it. I enjoy it. It's like, people are like, don't you just, like, get cabin fever being in the house all the time? And, like, you're just terminally online, or reading books, or watching TV, or play. I'm like, what do you even do all day? It's like, there's a lot of things I do all day. They're all at home, but I mean, I pretty much have everything I need at home. I don't have to venture out to live my life. My parents are kind of much the same way, where they don't really venture out much. They're homebodies too, and always were, so it's what you grow up seeing is what you know is normal. My grandparents too, who largely raised me. Actually, they went more places than my parents do, ironically, but I digress. But for the most part, they were homebodies as well, and were perfectly happy to be, so and it's interesting seeing how this plays out with, like, my siblings and I. Because, like, my youngest sibling, I think she's trying to find the balance between the best of both worlds. No, I did not mean to make a Hannah Montana joke, but you know what? It fucking applies. But, especially with Kimmy. But I find that the more time she has lived on her own, the more she's like leaning more and more into stuff that is pretty closely mirroring the lifestyle she was raised in. Shocker. My brother, I don't see him very often. I mean, he tries to live that fast-paced life because he tries to keep up with his wife. And you know what? There's about 3 or 4 times a year he tries to off himself. So clearly it's not working for him. It's like, stop trying to be something you're not, kid. Like, this is pretty obvious to those of us on the outside looking in. It's like, you think I'm nuts? You should meet my brother. He makes me look fucking sane by comparison. Like, I look so normal by comparison, but I digress. The sister that's got the 7 kids, she's very similar to me in the regard of she has to live that slow life. And anytime she is forced into a situation where she can't, and it's just because it's what she has to do to get by, guess who also spins out the mental health card? It is what it is. And it sucks that that's the way it is on some regards, but on the other hand, it makes you take pause when you really sit with it and think about it. Because, like, a lot of the things that we grow up thinking we wanted and then we, like, try it out as adults and realize, oh, actually, I really don't want that at all. Why did we ever think we wanted it? What gave us the idea in the first place to think that was a thing we wanted? Media. It always comes back to media. You eliminate the source and you find yourself wanting for a lot less things. And that's why I think when I get into these bad habit streaks of just like impulse buying shit, what is the common theme here? I've been spending too much time on social media, and it makes me think that I want things that never would have even entered my head as a thing that I thought I wanted until I saw it, and now magically I think I can't live without it until I've gotten that thing. Does it actually change my life in any way, shape, or form, like ever? Typically, no. Every once in a while there's an actual quality of life item, but usually, typically, no. So it does make you take pause and start taking inventory of, okay, if we strip away all the layers of bullshit, who am I at my core? What are my values? What are my priorities? Who am I? If we strip away the bullshit of all the things that I thought I wanted solely because I saw media that made me think I wanted those things. And at the end of the day, it comes back to very, very basic things. It's like, I'm apparently very simple in reality if you strip away the bullshit. But the minute you expose me to it again, I am right back on my bullshit of thinking I cannot live without this thing. And if I just had that thing, I would be so much happier. And then you fall into the trap, you do it, you buy it, you get it. Did anything change? No, but now you have less space because now you have to house that shit. Do I speak from experience? Oh, fuck yeah, I speak from experience. More so than probably a lot of people on here are willing to be honest about. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like, well, at the end of the day, what would make me happiest to do with my life? And at a very young age, I thought if I just could work for one of my heroes, oh my god, nothing would make me happier. The job that made me almost the most bat-crap insane and miserable in my life happened when I was working for Pete Townsend. So, you know, you think you want shit, but then you stop and think, why did I think I wanted that, though? What made me believe that that was the move? Because, comparing it to who I actually am, and then looking at the actual demands here, cognitive dissonance. It's very real. So it's like we're all always in this path of self-discovery and trying to figure out who the fuck are we really if you just like get everyone else's voices out of your ear for a while and just sit with yourself on this and realize, what the hell do I actually want? It's like, I'm very simple, I'm very basic, I like to read, I like my tea, I like good meals, I like animals, I like quiet. A lot of quiet. I love music. I love creating things. That's about it. Outside of that, I don't really need too much. Do I need to be going places? No. Do I need to travel? No. Do I need a lot of stuff? Do I need fancy things? No. They're nice. I don't need. Want? Sure. Need? No. The things that come back as, like, actual deep desire needs are, like, the simplest, most basic ones at their core. So then what do you do with that? You start thinking, okay, well, how can I, like, actually live my life authentically around that? And it sounds so stupid saying that out loud. Because it's just like, you just do your thing. It's not as simple as that, though, because sure, you can do that, but it's like, yeah, but where's an income? Where's, like, a family come into that? Where's this, that, and the other? It's like, I never said I needed a family. Like, I mean, I live with my parents, sure, because of monetary reasons, but, like, do I need a spouse? Fuck no. Do I even want kids? God, no. Like, the animals are my family, frankly, so it's like, I'm good. But, there's a lot of things that people just can't wrap their heads around because they're so normalized to them all the time that they're like, but how could you live without dating and sex and this and the other? It's like, quite easily, actually. Quite fucking easily. I do much better when I just don't. Like, again, things that have made me go off the deep end that I thought I wanted, and then when I finally stepped back away from it, was like, no, I don't. What the fuck made me think I wanted that? Oh, right. All those movies and TV shows and everything that just, like, prioritize finding the one true love, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. If you're lucky enough to have found that and you're happy with it, good for you. I'm happy for you. That's fantastic. But there's also a lot of us who are like, you know what? I don't really need that. I don't even think I really want that. And this, for some reason, makes people angry. And I don't understand that. It's just like, my choosing to do or to not do a thing honestly and truly affects your life in no way, shape, or form. But they're like, oh, but your content would be so much more interesting if you would just do this. It's like, yeah, that's nice. How about you make your own fucking channel and make the content you clearly want to create then? And let me live my life my way. Okay, you're gonna lose subscribers. Okay. As if there wasn't life before YouTube, right? As if there wasn't life before social media. Ooh. It's like the people who act like it's the be-all and end-all and like they live their fucking life by it. That's the irony of the people who've tried to make it out to sound like you just like live on it. I'm like, I really don't though. Like most of my stuff is pre-recorded. It's like, it doesn't take very long to upload a video, cross-post it around, and go on with my fucking day. Really does not take me much time at all. It's like, okay, I might batch record several videos, one sitting, spent maybe an hour or two on it, total. Okay, and then those will sustain over what, like the next week? Ooh, wow. As if I don't have other things to fill my time in all the other hours, right? They might not be the things you would spend your time doing, and that's fine, because it's not your life, it's my life. That's the takeaway there. But people seem to have this real issue with if you don't live your life the way they think you should, that there's something wrong with you. Okay, you're allowed to feel that way. And I'm allowed to not give a shit. Like, honestly and truly. It's so stupid. Was today one of those days where I felt like I genuinely feel like being cute today. It is a random Wednesday, middle of the week, and I'm over here in a freaking almost Tinkerbell dress. For any good reason? No. Because I fucking felt like it, and because I can. Do other people find that strange? Sure. Do I care? No. I could have just as easily dressed up like a cat today for no good goddamn reason, and I would still offer no one a single explanation for that. And you know what? Even if it for some reason pisses you off that I am so fucking weird, it still doesn't change or affect your life in any way, shape, or form what I'm doing with mine. So why do we play this stupid game with each other where we make people think they have to live certain specific pigeonholed lifestyles because if you veer to anything outside of those very carefully curated boxes, there's something wrong with you? I just... It blows my mind, but it just made me so sad seeing this girl who's so young and has so much life ahead of her basically having, like, uprooted everything for an image that wasn't even truly what she wanted. She just thought she wanted it because of social media. That makes me really sad. Really fucking sad. You know why? Because I spent too many years of my own life trying to be what I thought other people wanted me to be. And just, I don't have the time or the energy for that anymore. I just don't. It's easier to just walk away and not care. Is that selfish? Maybe. But at the end of the day, do I feel a whole lot more at peace with myself when I do that? Yeah. I think there's a lot to be taken away from that. I think there's a lot of important takeaways you can get from that. From just how you yourself live your life and what makes you happiest. What type of environment makes you the happiest? What type of activities make you the happiest? What kind of things do you need to surround yourself with to be happy? Don't let the constant buzz of social media or the regular media be in your ear while you pick this apart with yourself to figure out who are you really? Because it's never going to align the moment you let that in. Talk over.